All right.
Should be
What is
live.
up,
I think
guys?
live.
We're live. We're live. Played having the intro play is definitely a much better way of doing this. And so we're not just randomly being like, are we live? Are we live? And refreshing constantly, trying to figure it
I
out.
do that anyway, like I did today.
Yeah, I guess you did. You're like, are we live? What's even going on? Did I click live yet? But what is up, guys? What is up, chat? We've got, let's see here. Trek Tales says, with no Lewis comes great responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah, guys, the power's in your hand tonight. This was Lewis's request, so he said he couldn't make it, and he said give chat 2 votes, which
his
I would
dying
never.
wish.
His dying wish. I would never do. I would, to my death, just say zero votes for chat. But we got Murderholic saying no Louis. Murderholic says the chat has 88 fingers now. Danzig's cat says, "What's up, rockers?" Tim Kaiser says, "Hey, kids." And Bobby Moore says, "Hey, everyone." Yeah, Blair McMacken says, "Are we live? Just got here. We are live and Crash and Bleed with the hello." And yes, is the audio good? Let us know, guys. But we'll be getting into this quite shortly. We've got, I don't know. I would say I have already in my mind what's probably going to happen. It's probably not what I would do, but I feel like I know what's going to happen. And Hova's in the chat and it says, in the his, can we move this to adult hours? What time is it for you, Hova? I'm curious. And Mick D says, Lewis isn't here. He is the backbone to this shit. Well, I think he hurt his backbone.
Yeah, Lewis blew out his back, and his dying wish is that the chat gets 2 votes tonight. So you guys are, even if it's 2-1, chat's gonna swing it. So that's his dying wish.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, I guess chat's just gonna swing it every single time. So Mortal Kombat says, "Peace, guys. No Lewis, I'm out." So
maybe he'll join the chat.
Maybe
he'll
Lewis
join the
did
chat.
not die as a result of his injuries. It was a mercy killing on our part. We just put him out the pasture.
Spab says, "I trust Lewis more than the chat, though." I agree. Rip Lewis.
He might join live from urgent care. He said
he's at urgent care.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's bad. I thought he was just laying down with an ice pack. Okay.
No, he's
all right.
The cat got revenge.
Yeah. All those tails hanging up on his wall.
Tailbone for a tail.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's go ahead. You guys ready to get into this here?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we'll go ahead and start off. We got 26 watching. It can only grow from here. So guys, just so you know, just to reiterate, Lewis is not here, so you get 2 votes. So choose wisely. That's not what he wanted. I was gonna say maybe we should just do a weighted chat, but that's what he wanted. So is what it is.
Yeah, that was his wish. That wants.
Was his wish.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I hope he makes a swifty recovery.
All right. What's the first matchup?
The first matchup here, we've got 98 Mute After the Fall up against Millencolin's Pennybridge Pioneer. And John, what do you have to say about these 2 records? And I'll get the poll up for chat.
I just feel like we keep doing 98 Mute dirty. Like, I actually like both of their Epitaph records. Like, this one, I remember I used to not really like it. It definitely, like, this really leans into the Pennywise style. I wrote down, like, I was listening to it today, and Bullet for You, the verse is, like, the same as My God from Land of the Free. Like, the guitar part is very, very similar. But then we got Pennybridge Pioneers, which may be in my top 20 punk albums ever. I love this album. I think Right About Now is a really slept-on track. It's The Lone Blemish is the last song that we've talked about so many times, the ballad. But it's kind of funny. It's got a charm to it. I mean, I don't really listen to it anymore, but unfortunately for 98 Mute, great band, but this is just another really rough matchup. So I'm going to vote for Pennybridge Pioneers.
All right, 1 vote for Millencolin. I don't know. I couldn't get into this 98 Mute record. I've only listened to Slow Motion Riot. There was some songs I liked on it, like the song MAD had like this weird like almost like indie rock part to it, mixed with like a Pennywise song. It was actually really cool, but they didn't really do anything too much. It really was just kind of like the poor man's Pennywise for most of the record. And I thought it was kind of boring, but this was only my first chance I ever gave it. Well, I can't give every single record like the upfront most of my attention. I'm driving around all day long doing jobs and stuff. But I will say this: obviously, there's a lot of people who are fans of 90s Millencolin. There's a lot of defenders that we've seen in the chat of the later Millencolins. I just want to say this is like obviously the best Millencolin record. I don't.
Yeah.
To me, I listen to this. I'm like, this is just obviously the best Millencolin record. It's definitely going to move ahead. So it's got my vote. Dylan, what do you have to say?
Millencolin. This is the weaker 98 Mute album.
Yeah.
And this is a top 2 Millencolin album.
Yours is 4 Monkeys, right? That's your favorite?
That's correct.
That's correct. I will say Penny Bridge also has like the best album cover by far out of like most Millencolin. Millencolin is like has some of the worst album covers I've ever seen in my life. So, but we'll see what the chat has to say here. We've got 98 Mute at 18% in Millencolin at 82%. I feel like this is a sweep, but I feel like it would have been a sweep no matter what. So even with chat's 2 votes, I guarantee you Lewis would have went Penny Bridge.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely.
So, guys, you go ahead and guess in the chat what you think Lewis would say, and then we'll have Lewis confirm it later on, and you'll win a prize. I'm kidding. We're not giving out a prize for that, but you could guess. We've got Mick D who says Tiger Army for Lewis. Mortal Coil says Mick D who has the better sing about Never Dying, Pennywise or Tiger Army? Do they both have a song called Never Dying? Alex Yellerman says 98 Mute has gotten the roughest draw.
Yeah.
They've got who they get. They got like Rance and Out Come the Wolves last time, right?
Yeah, it was something crazy.
And then SNFU and Total Chaos are just sitting over there matched up again somehow in the exact same spot.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's crazy to me. They're the exact same spot, exact same bands, and nobody likes. Well, people like SNFU, but I've never met a Total Chaos fan. So, be honest. Murderholic says the last listenable Millencolin album. All right, hater. Mick D says top 3 Millencolin. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one here. And Scott says best Millencolin 4 Monkeys all the way.
My man, so, Scott.
Scott is agreeing with you there.
For the Monkey Boogie.
Every album has a yellow bird except Home from Home.
It's their mascot.
Except for Home from Home. Is it on Penny Bridge? Penny Bridge has a little yellow bird?
Most of the covers.
Yeah.
I think the bird is... I think it's on the spine on this one.
Oh, is it the spine? Okay. Well, let's move on to the next one here. We've got the Voodoo Glow Skulls Ferme up against Pennywise Full Circle. And Dylan, go ahead and go first while I get the chat going here.
No, there's no bird.
Full Circle.
You're going Full Circle?
Is the name of that Pennywise album.
Okay.
Man, this is actually pretty close for me. But, I mean, the Voodoo Glow Skulls album is a lot more fun. And I'm all about fun. They call me Mr. Fun. Yeah, I like Voodoo Glow Skulls more. I'm going to go with Firme.
All right. I'll say this real quick. Sometimes, like, Pennywise is kind of like the casualties for me. Not saying they're like comparable or they sound the same or anything like that. Where like when people hate on them, I'm kind of like why? Like they're pretty inoffensive bands.
Singer was
like,
a rapist. I mean, that'd be a good...
whatever. Jim Lindbergh.
Talking about the casualties, by the way. Jim Lindbergh is a family man.
He's innocent, all right? Well, whatever. When it just comes to music, I don't know all the details of the casualties going on. But it's like, I don't know, Casualties is like an inoffensive band who puts out some like just straightforward punk bangers, and so does Pennywise. But same with the Casualties. I like revisit really only one Pennywise record. Like I like Pennywise, but I don't really revisit them too often. And I actually feel like I like this a Voodoo Glow Skulls record more than Full Circle personally. Though Full Circle has some bangers like Nowhere Fast and Date with Destiny and Society. Oh, that's pretty tough. Actually, now that I'm saying the name of the songs is pretty tough.
It's really not
you gotta
tough.
shoot the moon. I think it's tough. I don't ever revisit this Pennywise record, but I know you're a big Pennywise fan, John. So go ahead and talk about him. I'll give my vote to Voodoo Glow Skulls.
So
Oh,
from what I remember when I was in high school, like this was the album that everybody said was the best Pennywise album. This was probably at or before Land of the Free that had come out. So like at the time, everybody was talking about Full Circle, and Straight Ahead was kind of taking a back seat. Now I think it's kind of flipped, but I still think this is like a really good Pennywise record. I believe I had it in my A tier. I'm not a huge Voodoo Glow Skulls fan. It's like that frantic ska that I don't really like. It's kind of stressful to listen to.
you
So
sound like my mom.
it is. It's just so frantic. I just like it's too much for me. So I'm going Full Circle. It would be my second favorite album in this whole bracket here. So give me the boys from Hermosa Beach. And let's see what happens in the chat.
All right. Let's see what happens with the chat here. And the chat is going to narrowly side with John here at 59% Pennywise, 41% Voodoo Glow Skulls. So it was possible that Voodoo Glow Skulls could have made it there. It was not that far off. That's a
xenophobic chat. Why am I not surprised?
I mean, honestly, I love El Cuckoo, and I think I like the spastic energy of Voodoo Glow Skulls. But I get it. John also doesn't really like Streetlight or like Jeff Rosenstock, which also kind of had a little bit of that spastic energy, a little different. But
no, it's like crossing traffic in like rush hour, listening to the Voodoo Glow Skulls. I just can't handle it.
Yeah, John likes structure and order in his punk rock.
You know what? Get a life. You'll never make it. You're running out of time, okay? That's all I gotta say.
All right. Now let's see what the people are saying. And Immortal Coil says, ha 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 ha. I
think that's the Voodoo Glow Skulls lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Voodoo? I think it is. You're right. That is what it is. It is like, oh, you're right. Okay. K-Tastic says Full Circle is a top 4 Pennywise record for me. Everybody has Full Circle in like a top number. No one has it number 1 though. I'm just gonna say that. Nobody said it's my top 1. Full Circle is almost all great songs.
Yeah, it's
Douglas
really
Shell
good.
says I am currently hating on Pennywise.
At this
and
very
Hova
moment.
says, man, VGS going against a heavyweight. And Murderholic says, boo. And Hova says, John is right. In the 90s, Full Circle was top punk record in the scene at the time. I can confirm.
Totally. It really was.
2024, buddy. Get with the times.
And then Doug says, chat has shit taste confirmed. And then Immortal Coil says, Elliot once again proven he is a fake punk. I didn't catch on the ha-ha-has from the Voodoo Glow Skull record. I thought you were laughing at Murderholic's misery of her, because Murderholics put this as the number 1 record and won the entire bracket in the personal one. So I thought you were just laughing at Murderholics, to be honest. But let's move on to the next one here, which is going to be Bad Religion Suffer up against Civet, Hell Hath No Fury. And I'll go first here. It's going to be Suffer. I like the Civet record. I remember when this came out on Epitaph. I remember seeing the Hell Hath No Fury music video. It's not bad, but I mean, it's no Suffer by any means. So, but we'll go Suffer, and I won't say much more. I'll get this poll going. John, what do you have to say about this one?
I don't know how to say this band's name. I'm just gonna assume you're right, which usually is not good. But I never heard this album, and I was kind of pleasantly surprised. It's pretty decent. I'm talking about Civet. It reminds me of the early Dropkick Murphys a little bit, and I was getting into it a little bit. But then I said it before. I think Suffer is like, for its time, like in 1988, it was probably the best punk album that was out. But like now we're 20 whatever years later, 20. I don't know. I'm not going to figure it out. But it's still going to beat this record that I heard for the first time this week, even though I was pleasantly surprised. Civet's a decent album, but let's go Suffer.
All right. Dylan, what do you have to say between Suffer and Civet, or Bad Religion?
36 years.
Okay. I wasn't even close. I was going to say like 25.
Really. People are saying John versus Math wins.
It hurt. It hurt my head.
The 2010s went by pretty fast. So, Yeah.
Go ahead, Dylan. Pick Civet. Leave it to the chat.
We've got. I don't even. You can fact check me on this. I'm willing to bet this Civet album was produced or had some involvement from one Timothy Armstrong Jr. the Third. It just gives me that feel, and I'm also pretty sure. If I had to guess, this came out on. Yep, it came out on Hellcat. Yeah. Tim Armstrong had involvement in this album. I guarantee it. It sounds like Rancid and the Distillers and everything in between, which is fine. But I'd rather listen to Rancid. I'd also rather listen to Suffer, so that's why I'm gonna vote for it.
All right, Suffer. Imagine punk bands sounded like other punk bands still. Alright, let's get to the chat here.
You said 98 Mutes sounded like Pennywise earlier, so cool your jets.
I know, but they do. Who wins? Bad Religion at 90%, Civet at 10%.
Wow.
So yeah, it's. I mean, somebody is a dedicated Civet fan. So let's see here. Doug Lachelle says, I talk tons of shit about Bad Religion, but Suffer is awesome. All right, so Doug actually likes Suffer. That's surprising. Let's see here. Rabbit says, Suffer is a defining genre album. Yeah, it's like one of the most important punk records ever released. So, Murderholic says, it's pronounced like Civet. Civet.
That's what I thought. And then you threw me off again. It was like the off with your heads all over again.
That was off with their head.
On with their craniums.
All right. Let's move on to the next one here, which this will be interesting. I'm curious what's going to happen here. Like, oh my gosh, please chat. For once, we've got the Matches Decomposer up against the Menzingers on the Impossible Past. And Dylan, go ahead and start us off here. Or John, go ahead and start us off.
So. Wait, come on, I haven't started one yet.
Oh, you haven't? I thought
let him go. Let him. These are two of his favorite bands. Let him go.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about this matter.
Go ahead, talk about the Matches and the Menzingers. M-bands.
I don't care about the Matches. I'm fine with their existence. I'm not fine with the Menzingers, Gers, whatever, GIF, their existence. And I could be misremembering, but back in my day, the Menzingers were considered a completely unremarkable band that nobody really cared for. And for whatever reason, in recent times, their legacy has been retconned, and I will not stand for it. So I'm going to vote for the Matches.
Okay. All right. I mean, they were popular when this was coming out. It's not a retcon. On the Impossible Past was like a very popular record when it came out. I don't want to be an asshole anymore. Was a pretty big song
as the Swellers in their day.
That he's right. No. I agree with Dylan.
Well, you like the Swellers,
but the Swellers are better. The Swellers are way better than the I'm gonna say what he says now. The Menzingers.
I don't care enough to pronounce
it. Well, let me defend the Menzingers before John just shits on them. First off, I feel like both of you guys are faking hating this record, because how can you hear good things and be like, oh, this band sucks? That's such a fucking killer intro. I've been having a horrible time. Like, dude, there's something about...
time listening to it.
I have a horrible time listening to you, Dylan. But this, like... When you listen to this record, this was like the scene back then was like, I remember seeing like Direct Hit, Off With Their Heads, and the Menzingers and the Flatliners, all these bands back in the day, all were just like blowing up so much in like the local scene and everything like that. And the Menzingers were part of it. It wasn't like there was some like band nobody knew about and everyone looked back now and we're like, we're gonna pretend we like this pretentious hipster band. There's a reason they're a good band, and it's the lyrics, it's the overall vibe, and especially like I listen to the Menzingers and I think of so many memories from like my past and stuff. Just like it's like a movie. It's like a movie playing in my head. Like it's such a great record. It's their best record. I'm going on the Impossible Half. Go ahead, John. Also, the Matches record sucks. Like the last one was good. This one is awful. Actually unlistenable. It's crazy. But John, go ahead. Talk about this.
Yeah, The thing is that the first Matches record is really good. This one's
Yeah.
not very good, but no one's pretending it's good like we are for this Menzingers album. So
Craziness.
this band is boring, vanilla. It sounds like 1,000 other bands that are forgotten through the ages, through the punknews.org 404 error site. It's just not that good. So I'm gonna vote for the Matches. It's a proper forgotten album.
Dude, this Matches record is so bad, John. That's crazy. Like the voice. What happened to his voice? It got so goofy and weird. I don't know. But all right, let's see what the chat is saying. The chat is 84% for the Menzingers, 16% for the Matches. I'm going to take the big W right
Congratulations,
Big
you get to face Suffer. Congratulations.
I don't care. I beat the Matches. That's all I wanted, John. I'll take one win for the Menzingers, and then it can lose to Suffer in the next round. It's fine. All right, now we got that. Always the most contentious part of the bracket when the Menzingers show up.
Shoot, I did that by accident.
What'd you do? Oh my gosh, Suffer against Suffer? That's pretty tough.
We already knew it.
Hold on.
Honestly,
there we go.
I'm not sure which one I'd go. Let me ask the chat real quick. I just want to get a quick little prediction here.
Suffer versus Suffer.
Yeah, who wins?
Oh, tough one.
It's a tough one. This is a tough one. Oh, yo, Suffer is pulling ahead right now. Oh,
50,
it's coming
50.
back. It's coming back. Oh my gosh. 62%. It looks like Suffer is going to... Oh, my... Dude, this is one of the craziest matchups I've seen. This is going back and forth constantly. I'm not really sure who's going to win. Dude, this is more contentious than the election. All right. It looks like Suffer has won, so Suffer will move on. But let's move on to the next matchup here, which we were all really excited to talk about. This is one of... I don't know. This might be better for John than the last one. I'm not sure. But we've got SNFU. How do you say this record name, if you had to guess? Is it Fuyu Laba?
Sounds good to me.
Sure.
All right. Up against Total Chaos, Patriotic Shock. And John, go ahead and talk about these two.
All right. I thought the last time these two squared off that the Total Chaos album was pretty good. This Total Chaos album is bad, man. This may be the worst album on this side of the bracket. In this whole bracket, actually. The SNFU album, again, I'm not a big fan. It's a little bit too weird for me. I know people love this band. Some people put like SNFU in like the legacy top echelon punk bands. I don't personally. But in this matchup, it's the lesser of two evils. I'm gonna take SNFU.
I will say there was back in the day I got this like Baltimore punk and hardcore compilation record of all these like local Baltimore punk bands, and it just sounded like the Total Chaos record. It's pretty funny. Like every single song just sounded like a really fucking shitty street punk record where you could barely make out. It's like I'm not gonna hate on. I like stuff with some really bad production sometimes, a lot of crack rock stuff. But the Total Chaos one, it's like literally just like fucking noise. It's really bad production. It's crazy. This was on Epitaph, to be honest. This is like a local band level of quality. So I'll go SNFU, though I don't really like the record at all. Dylan, what do you have to say?
Total Chaos is a very bad band. And SNFU, I think musically, artistry, they're an objectively good band that, for whatever reason, I'm not personally a fan of, really. But, yeah, I'm going to vote SNFU. And if I had to describe them, I would say they sound smelly.
Yeah, accurate.
Who, SNFU?
Yeah, they sound
Definitely.
like
They do. They sound like bad
smelly
DO.
individuals.
So, lack of deodorant individuals. But let's see what the chat is saying here. We all picked SNFU, and the chat has also picked SNFU, but it's 65% SNFU, 35% Total Chaos. So, Total Chaos got some supporters in chat. If you're a Total Chaos supporter, give me a big W in chat. Let's see what some people are saying. Douglas Shell says the Menzingers. That's pretty good.
I agree.
Let's see here. Almost Punk Enough says, imagine hating on the Menzingers, but your favorite band is Screeching Weasel.
Imagine. Screeching Weasel's not my favorite band, by the way, Doug. So checkmate on that one.
That wasn't Doug. It's Almost Punk Enough.
Whatever.
Yeah. Like Snipstring says, I'm here to defend the Menzingers Rented World. Well, it's not even Rented World, so. Let's see here. What
who do
else?
you say, imagine hating on who?
Imagine hating on the Menzingers and your favorite band is Screeching Weasel.
Are you kidding? Dude, come on. Screeching Weasel fucking... Menzingers couldn't fucking lick Ben Weasel's taint. Fuck them.
Jesus. That's an image. Jacob Bullis says, Suffer wins over Suffer. Sounds like the 2024 election. Murderholic says, I hate both of these bands, referring to SNFU and Total Chaos. SNFU was a way better live band than their records. And this is a classic mid-off, worst matchup of the bracket. So, and also nobody gave any W's for Total Chaos. So I don't know who voted for him. Maybe it was just SNFU haters.
Yeah,
but let's move on to the next
it.
one. Yeah. Let's move on to the next one here, which is going to be a pretty quick one. I'll start it off here. Though I will. I'll go quick, but I'll just say I do like Danger Doom. I do like MF Doom. I do like this record. It's a fun, and I think it's like through Adult Swim or something like that. They have these clips of like the Brock Show and Aqua Teen Hunger Force mixed in, but it's kind of a misfit to even be on here. I think I advocated for it, so I kind of regret even doing it. So it's gonna be Pulley though. It's my favorite Pulley record, and I would say probably the best record here. So I'll go Pulley. Dylan.
I can feel the pressure coming down from all around. So many deadlines to meet. The deadline for MF Doom has come. Get him out. Rest in peace, though. I think he passed away. Unfortunately.
He passed away.
Yes.
Passed away. Yeah.
No, I don't like hip hop and all that stuff. I mean, it's not my thing. It's unless it's like 50 Cent in the club, maybe.
Many Men.
Yeah, Many Men. That's another good one.
It's a banger.
Yeah, it's awesome. Pulley album ! Exclamation point asterisk, as it's called on Spotify. Also, thank you. Sorry, Doug. I didn't mean to mix you up with that other fucking idiot. Sorry about that, buddy.
All right, John, what do you have to say about Pulley versus Danger Doom?
Yeah,
which I know you're a big fan of, so it's a pretty tough matchup here.
Yeah, on this week's installment of bands that have no chance to win the bracket, but Elliot made us listen to anyway, is MF Doom. And give me the Pulley out. The Pulley is going to sweep this side of the bracket. It's like pretty obvious. So let's move them on.
I just want to say, I'll take the blame for Danger Doom here. I like Danger Doom, but this is not all of me. Not every bad matchup is me, John.
No, it is. It always is.
Let's go to the chat here. And the chat is 70% Pulley, 30% Danger Doom.
God.
There's a 30% of people who watch Punk Rock Radar who pick Danger Doom. That shows you the power that MF Doom has. I think it's just Pulley haters.
The power to lose by 70%. Congratulations.
Doug Lachelle says that Danger Doom album is super fucking good. I agree. I like that record, but Mick D says, hey, Titty Baby, would you vote for Menzingers or Danger Doom? That's a good question. Menzingers or Danger Doom?
Second one.
I would too.
Okay, real what? That's all right.
I hate the Menzingers. I hate them. Fuck them. I hate them, man. I hate them. People always tell me they're so fucking good. They're trash. Get them the fuck out of here.
Dang, man. A girl Dylan was crushing on left him for a Menzingers fan.
Yeah,
but Jacob Willis says, Danger Doom is great, but Pulley. And Mick D says, what a joke. Bunch of haters. So I guess about the Menzingers hate.
I'm an unabashed Menzingers hater. I keep changing how I'm pronouncing their name, but fuck it.
Downwards Hemmer says, Pulley would be a good band if someone else wrote the lyrics instead of whoever actually does.
Wow. Are you kidding? Okay, I'm not gonna elaborate. I'm not gonna. Wow,
all right,
that's terrible take.
Let's move on here, and we'll I'll go ahead, Dylan. You start us off here. To me, this is a tough matchup, but I'm curious what you have to say.
I'll probably go New Maps of Hell. I I don't. I like the other Off With Their Heads album more than this. In Desolation.
Yeah.
But
one-
yeah,
yeah.
New Maps of Hell is really underrated. And I feel like if the production was better, it would be held in higher regard. The vocals are pretty buried. But like as far as the songs are awesome. Like Fields of Mars and what else is on here? Grains
New
of
Dark Ages.
Wrath, New Dark Ages,
That
Heroes
song
and
is so
Martyrs.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is an awesome album.
All right, John.
Did I say Fields of Mars? That's a good song.
You did, John. What do you have to say about New Maps of Hell versus Home by Off With Their Heads?
All right, I have a hot take because I actually like this Off With Their oh my god, I'm doing it again. Off With Their Heads album better than In Desolation. I feel like everybody was all about that one. I like this one a little bit better, but I love
agree.
New Maps of Hell. I love this record. I think it's like Dylan said, it's a really slept on Bad Religion album. It's one of my favorite ones. So I'm gonna move on New Maps.
This one's really tough for me because this was like the first Bad Religion record I ever purchased, and this was like blowing up when I was getting into punk. Because it was like 2005, 2006, and this came out 2007. And I remember New Dark Ages and Heroes and Martyrs were like in all of my mixed CDs and stuff like that. But Off With Their Heads, this record is just so fucking good to me. I think this is their best record, and I don't think there's a song like Nightlife on New Maps of Hell, which I love that song. It's like one of my favorite songs of all time. It's like probably my top 25 punk songs of all time, and I love New Maps of Hell. I think it's a fantastic Bad Religion record. I think Bad Religion killed it in the 2000s. Like a trilogy of like near perfect.
It's the best decade of Bad Religion. I don't care what anybody says.
I agree with you actually. So, but I'm gonna go with Off With Their Heads. I think it's overall a stronger record. But let's see what the chat has to say, and it's actually very fucking close. It was 50-50 at some point. So right now, as it is Bad Religion at 58%. Off With Their Heads at 42%. So
no Control called out Before You Die too. That's another thing. There's a lot of good like mid-tempo Bad Religion songs on here. Not just the fast songs.
Doug said Elliot got into punk from Ben 10. Ben 10's a good show. I don't think there was any punk in that show.
My friend had that his watch thing.
My brother had it. He was really into it. He had the Omnitrix. I remember it. He was super into Ben 10.
I have no
Ben 10
idea
was
what
like
that
a little
is.
slightly like I watched it because my brother watched it. It was a little bit slightly past when
I never got into it.
I was a little too mature. I was listening to like Slipknot at that time, maybe. So, we're all mall punks here. So, well, what does the chat say though? Let's see here. Murderholic says, I feel like this. Oh yeah, I feel like this every night. It's crazy. Off With Their Heads is one band I never really checked out. Dude, check them out, Blair. You'll. This record rules.
Check this one out. Yeah.
Cat says. Danzig's cat says, Off With Their Heads from the bottom is the best. I mean, you can think that. Like Sipstring says, Dylan speak of licking taint, and I blacked out for a bit. What did I miss? All right. Likes Nipsring is going through something right now. Crash and Bleed said, Honest Goodbye rips. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love that one.
And Downward is Heavenward says, John bringing the consistent hot takes.
Always.
So that's what John's always bringing, the consistent hot takes. So, but let's move on to the next matchup here before we get into round 2, which is going to be the Joykiller versus Tiger Army. I'll start this one off here real quick. The Joykiller is like the quintessential like early punkorama band where it's like they have a song on a punkorama and it plays and you don't think anything of it. But there's like probably a subsect of people who totally love this band. This is just like that 90s punk rock and roll stuff that Epitaph kept signing back in the day. It's not particularly interesting at all. And the Tiger Army record is pretty good. So I'm going to go Tiger Army. Dylan, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think the dude from TSOL's in the Joykiller, right? I don't think they're a very good band. Tiger Army, I'm not into, but they're a good band. So Tiger Army.
John, Tiger Army
Um,
versus Joykiller.
I don't like either
Don't let
one of
the
these
excitement
albums.
drain
Yeah.
from the stream, dude.
Yeah.
It's a big matchup here.
I don't like either
So-
one of these albums. So I'm going to abstain from voting because I don't like the two choices, and we'll leave it up to the chat.
Can't do that.
I mean, okay, that's fine. They could tie. What if they all pick Joykiller? Then you'd have to pick
I don't think
something.
that's
No
gonna
one's
happen. This Joykiller album is real bad. This is a shit album. When I was
it's not good.
It sucks. So let's just leave it to fate.
All right. Well, the fate is like pretty strong in the
Yeah.
Tiger Army direction. It's 93% Tiger Army, 7% Joykiller. I don't think anybody's listened to the Joykiller except for us in this
yeah.
entire stream. So, but
Two-thirds.
Joykiller, all I know is like Punkorama 2. They have a song on Punkorama 2. I can't place a melody or anything like that. And there's so many songs on Punkorama 2, I can at least place a melody to.
It's Jack Grisham from TSOL, that band with the one good song everybody knows.
Mick D says, not one of my favorite Tiger Army albums, but it's still better than Joykiller. Yeah, I definitely don't think this is the best Tiger Army. I know a lot of people think it is. I like the later Tiger Army stuff a lot more, but I think it's a good record. Immortal Coil says Joykiller is worse TSOL. So it is TSOL.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, TSOL
An impressive
honestly,
feat, actually.
TSOL only has like 2 good records in my opinion. So if that, I don't know if there's a hot take. TSOL is just
No,
okay.
they have a bunch of shit ass albums.
Yes. I know. It's just Code Blue. That's like it from Punkorama 2. It's like the best song they have. So they have some good ones off of what is it, Dance With Me? But all right, so let's move on to round 2 here. Like Stipstory says, Joykiller, more like Buzzkiller. Yeah. All right, so now we've got this is probably the
good
best
one.
matchup of the entire bracket here. So this is like an actually good matchup. We've got Pennybridge Pioneers by Millencolin up against Pennywise Full Circle. John, you're gonna start us
Battle
off here.
of the Pennies.
Battle of the
Yeah.
Pennies. That's true.
You know what? Like the thing with Full Circle, it's I hate the way it sounds. It's so trebly. Like I feel like if it had like Land of the Free or From the Ashes production, I would probably pick it. But like every time I listen to it, I'm like, it just feels kind of like frail production. It just kind of it annoys me a little bit. Pennybridge, I think for like 2000 is like that production on there is bulletproof. This album sounds fantastic 24 years later, and I definitely listen to it more now. So I'm gonna go with a little bit of, I don't know if it's an upset or not, but I'm gonna take Millencolin over Full Circle.
All right. I mean, this is what I think is like the best Millencolin record. And listening to these two back to back, the Millencolin record, I feel like is just stronger songwriting. I mean, the Pennywise record is definitely straightforward. You've got some bangers on there like Society, Date with Destiny, Fight Till You Die, and stuff like that. But I feel like the Millencolin record just does a lot more, and it's like Millencolin operating at their peak. It's a lot more just interesting of a record, and yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with Millencolin. And shout out to A Duck Pond, one of my other favorite songs on there, other than the best song, which is No Cigar.
The ballad,
So-
you mean?
Yeah, the mouse.
Yeah.
All right, Dylan, what do you have to say with Millencolin versus Pennywise?
I'm like a known stickler for production, but I don't think the Full Circle sounds that different from a lot of other Pennywise fare. So I don't really get that too much with it. I think it's a very consistent album through and through, and there's very few weak spots. The Millencolin album has a few weak spots, but I like Millencolin a lot more than Pennywise, and I don't know. Like I like songs on the Millencolin album more than I like Full Circle. So like Material Boy, Fox. You mentioned Duck Pond, Penguins and Polar Bears. I think No Cigar is pretty overplayed. It sucks that like that's the song on the album. Like I like other songs more. But yeah, I'll go with Millencolin.
It's the best song. But yes, thank God you went Millencolin, because chat with their 2 deadly daggers of votes would have went Pennywise, but it's incredibly close. Pennywise 53%, Millencolin 47%. Guys, we got enough Pennywise up in this bitch, all right? There are so many Pennywise records.
Yeah.
Give it to Pennywise again. It's going to be Pennywise
Everyone's
versus
gonna
Bad
lose their
Religion
shit,
every
but-
round.
Yeah, there's 5 other Pennywise albums waiting in the wings. Don't worry.
I think they've already made it through. But let's end it right there and see what the people are saying. No Control says Pennywise lyrics, guitars, drums, and vocals are all better.
Okay, you're entitled to your opinion.
Immortal Coil says Millencolin is so much better. Like Snipstring says the ballad put it over the top, John.
Yeah, definitely.
And Gabe Hill says, no, Trek Tail says Millencolin album has a higher peak. Oh, so like it has a higher. I feel like it definitely has a higher peak. I mean, the comparison would be like what Society versus No Cigar. I feel like No Cigar takes it if we're talking about those 2 songs. Gabe Hill says TSOL are great, but they only have 2 good albums. Hey, that's what I said. Because most of their albums were basically a different band. Hard to explain here in chat, but check out their history. It is interesting. All right.
I think I'll pass.
I mean, if you send me a video, there's a video of Punk Rock Historian made 30-minute video on TSOL. I'll watch it.
God.
The completely unremarkable history of TSOL.
Yeah, so maybe I'll watch it in my spare time, but I'm not reading an article on TSOL. Danzig says bracket is busted.
It was like the one matchup
doing-
that's not like a done deal. I mean, it was like the only one. The rest of this is
Yeah, the rest is you. Most people should have got a perfect bracket. I mean, in my mind, in my prediction of the bracket, I'm not going to say what it was. We're shaping up to be what I thought. So, but let's move on to the next one, which is going to be Bad Religion Suffer up against the Menzingers on the Impossible Past. Let's just make this quick so we don't have to talk about this and argue about it anymore. John's going Suffer. Dylan's going Suffer.
How do you know that?
All right, go ahead, Dylan. Debate the Menzingers and Suffer over in your head.
They suck. They're boring. I skipped through all the tracks, listened to like 10 seconds, and tuned out.
All right, so Dylan didn't even listen to it because he has to maintain that he doesn't like it because other people like it. He's like, people told me to like this band.
If it doesn't hold my attention for
Ramones core
10 seconds, then that really speaks to the quality of the music. So, yeah,
I mean,
I was skipping through boring.
Burn After Writing. Obituaries is like one of the best songs in here.
That's for the worst.
The lyrics, dude, there's so many good lyrics on this record, dude. It's like, it's not hard to fall in love with a waitress when you both smoke the same cigarettes. It's just great songwriting, great small town America, just kind of existence right there.
That sounds like a quote from like a sign you buy on Etsy or something.
I'm sorry, Cindy. We'll just Cindy's on methadones.
Live, laugh, love the band.
But I gotta start this poll here. But John's going Suffer, Dylan's going Menzingers, I'm going Menzingers. Let's see what the chat has to say.
We'll leave it to chat.
Is that a real lyric? It's not hard to fall in love with a waitress when you both smoke the same cigarettes. Good Christ.
It works. It works very well in the song. It's a great lyric. And so,
Jesus.
There goes Elliot again. Pro cigarettes. Any lyrics about smoking cigarettes are good lyrics. That's what you have to learn. And so, it's actually weirdly close. Huh.
Let's see.
You've infected their brains.
I've won the debate. I've got so many. So right now it's 35% Menzingers, 65% Bad Religion.
Okay, that's insane.
It's now it's 43% Menzingers. Okay, it's going back and forth a little bit. So 43% Menzingers, 50. All right, it keeps changing here, but we'll end it right there. I feel like Bad Religion's firmly going to take it.
Yeah,
but
Menzingers cannot win this.
I honestly, I feel like I feel like you guys hating on them has inspired chat to start voting for them. So you guys aren't giving them a fair chance. I don't think you're giving them a fair chance.
Elliot, I listen to all these albums every week, and it's just not good. I
It's
just
fine,
don't
it's
get
fine.
it.
You don't like it.
I don't get
it.
it.
It's
I
all
mean,
right.
I legitimately
You don't have
listen.
to.
Well, I listened to some of it, and it's just not for me. It didn't invent the template
It's
for
all good.
modern melodic hardcore skate punk either. It's just some depressed teenager album.
No. Suffer should move on. But you made me vote Menzingers, and so Suffer definitely should move on. But let's move on to
him.
so the contrarian in me. I would have probably went Suffer overall, especially if we're talking about an Epitaph bracket. But I love the Menzingers record, and so you're just too mean to it. You're mean to it, and it hurts my feelings. But let's move on to SNFU. I don't no clue how to say this record still. Somebody told me how to say it in chat. I already forgot. Up against Pulley. We're calling Pulley's self-titled, I guess. Two albums was very hard to. What are their names? Who knows? But John, go ahead and start us off here.
Man, it sucks that there's not a lot of anticipation on these last few. But I mean, I'm not gonna waste anybody's time. Pulley is a fantastic band. They're my top 10 favorite bands of all time. This one it's not one of my favorite Pulley records. Like I definitely prefer Matters, Hooray, not Hooray for Me, Together Again for the First Time. But I mean, I don't really like SNFU, so give me the Pulley album. Pulley.
All right. Pulley. I mean, this is my opinion, the best Pulley record. I mean, it's pretty close. I would say like this through Matters are all pretty close in quality. Together Again for the First Time, Matters, and this one. But I feel like this one just hits everything so well. So it's got to be this record. It's like one of my favorite punk records of all time. Like probably top 25. So, but I mean, SNFU is like I don't know. We had this for Record of the Week, and I really just didn't like it. I feel like it aged bad as well lyrically. It's kind of goofy. I don't like the vocals. Some later SNFU stuff I heard was not bad, like Cockatoo Quill. That was pretty good, though. I'll say that. But Dylan, what do you have to say about these two?
Pulley. Just moving on.
Let's see what
defeats. Or sorry, California defeats Canada. Holy shit!
He got it out. He got it out there.
My brain is
All
melted.
Right. So we got Pulley at 62%, SNFU at 38%, and let's see what people are saying. And Danzig's Cat says Pulley is generic skate punk, and it's still better than SNFU.
I think I actually just had a stroke. Yeah, fuck you, Richard. Cry about it, dude.
I love you, Richard. Murderholic says I hate Pulley.
Oh my god.
And Hova says best Pulley record, no contest. Danzig's Cat says bracket is busted.
Sorry, it's not all greatest hits albums and bullshit like that. We don't have anyone's full fucking discography on here.
Jacob Willis says Dylan stop drinking, damn it. And Murderholic says bracket is so busted. Completely busted.
Man, that's surprising. This is a very cut and dry bracket, I thought.
No, it's Murderholic saying it. It doesn't matter.
It's all good. And Sriracha says Dylan is allowed to have a few drinks. Yeah, it's Dylan's right as an American to have a few drinks. So have a few twisted teas or whatever it is he drinks. So, but let's move on to the final one here, and we can wrap this up and get out of here, which is going to be Bad Religion, New Maps of Hell up against Tiger Army. Dylan, go ahead and start us off here.
Bad Religion sweeping the lower bracket here, definitively, without a doubt, easy. It's gonna be it could have been 4 for 4 if you played along, Elliot, but on both of these sides, but you didn't. You wanted to be different.
For which one? What did I do?
I'm calling it. This is gonna be 4 for a clean sweep on New Maps of Hell, and we could have had the same for Suffer. But we didn't.
No.
Remember what Elliot took from you, chat.
It was pretty close, dude. So there was a lot of Menzingers fans that would pick Menzingers over, like, probably the most iconic Bad Religion record, which is pretty surprising.
Mentally deficient. That's what you guys are.
You know what? Chat's actually kind of based tonight. So, but John, what do you think? New Maps of Hell versus Tiger Army. Go ahead, say your piece.
I got my hot take for the moment. I take New Maps over Suffer right now, right here, right now. I definitely take over Tiger Army. I don't like Tiger Army. It's not for me. It's goofy. It's got too much stuff going on, kind of like what I said before. But I love New Maps. It's top 4 Bad Religion, so it's moving on for me.
Jacob just reminded me the guy has a number in his name. What a joke. Nick 13. Get him out.
I like Nick 13, so he seems like a nice guy. So his solo album kind of sucked though. It was like this really bad like Americana music. But Tiger Army is a great band. I saw they're fucking wild live. So I would say this Tiger Army is better than Bad Religion live.
No way.
No
way.
That I've seen.
Bad Religion is so tight. They're like 60 years old and they're so tight live. You're crazy, man.
They're great musicians, but Tiger Army brings a lot lot more energy. I feel like
on the planet.
Yeah, that's outrageous. That's worse than my hot take.
I don't know. Well, I mean, like every time I've seen Tiger Army, like it's been like wild. Tiger Army goes in. Tiger Army fans are like, they get tattoos of Tiger Army. All right.
Well.
So of that same symbol. I'm just saying.
How can you
those
compete
guys get
with
a little
that?
crazy?
Oh, I never heard of any other. I don't think any Bad Religion fans ever.
There's no Bad Religion tattoos.
Where's Lewis when you need him? Where's
There's no very common, obvious Bad Religion tattoos a lot of people get. I definitely don't have a combination of the NoFX and Bad Religion tattoo on my arm somewhere. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'll go New Maps of Hell. I mean, I think it's a really good record. And also, I disagree. Someone in chat said New Maps of Hell is overrated. I feel like New Maps of Hell is like low-key forgotten about a lot of times. It gets overshadowed by Process and Empire Strikes First, and then all the 90s stuff. So I don't really think it's overrated. No Control says Tiger Army, Tigers hunt alone, not in packs. So yeah, inaccurate band name. So eliminates them.
Disqualified.
But
right
let's
there,
see here. Holy shit! Let's go to chat. And chat is 52% Tiger Army, 48% Bad Religion. Now it's 50-50.
We got a weird chat tonight.
We have. I want to draw attention. This is the most viewed stream ever. I think like 50 plus concurrent.
Oh shit! I should have voted for Tiger Army. I could have knocked out another Bad Religion record.
Lewis should seriously injure himself more often so we can use it as bait.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I think this is a record. We got like 51 people watching. And Graham Cuthbert says, "What the fuck is wrong with you people? Because the Tiger Army? I mean." Wait, I don't know, man.
Us or them? Is it us or them?
That's his first message. No, he sent one like 20 minutes ago. He broke his silence just to say that.
Oh, I don't know. Is it us or the chat? I want to know. And Mortal Coil says another travesty. And Trektail says chat making a case to never have 2 votes again.
We're gonna take away your rights, guys.
Us, the chat. Okay.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
You're gonna be calling us fascist after we take away your vote.
Yeah, there's no way to do this without 10 Bad Religion albums advancing. It's just the way it goes.
I'm telling you, man. I was like, if we leave it up to chat, it's gonna be Bad Religion. But
unless it's Bad Religion versus Pennywise, and then the world will just implode.
I mean, if I picked Tiger Army and we probably would have waited a second. It was so close. It probably would have been Bad Religion, but. It would have been close. I'd be curious. I would have went Tiger Army if I knew that. I wasn't paying attention to the chat. That would have been funny. I like New Maps of Hell better though.
Yeah.
So, but I would pick probably Tiger Army 3 and 4 over New Maps of Hell.
Way.
Yes, way. Let's see here. Jacob says Bad Religion is way better live, Elliot. I caught Gregory Graffin's sweat towel. Well, that says it all. Gregory Graffin's. Let's see here. Trek Tales. And we have a winner for the worst take of the night. Thank you, Elliot. What was the worst take? I can't remember.
Tiger Army's better live.
Yeah.
Is that it? I don't know, man. I saw them live and they kicked ass live. I feel like Tiger Army goes fucking hard as shit live. So Bad Religion just like plays their songs really well, but like it's like you're listening to the album. Boring.
Is that's bad?
They sound too good live.
Also, I feel like they don't have they have like boring crowd interactions too.
They have no stage presence and no crowd interaction, but
yeah,
as far as musicianship and sounding tight, like I said before, there's no punk band that can touch Bad Religion.
No, if we're
Absolutely
just
not.
talking about like how good they sound live, Bad Religion sounds great live, but I feel like Tiger Army is more exciting to see live because I'm like Bad Religion. I'm like just listening to the songs, and I'm like okay, and they don't do much crowd. Like No Effects is way worse than Bad Religion live, but I would rather see No Effects live.
No.
Than Bad
No, you're digging
Easily.
yourself in deeper, man.
No, I would rather see No Effects live because it's a little bit more fun. So
Oh my
I don't care
God.
about hearing the song sound perfectly like the record. I care about having a good time.
I go for the jokes.
I go for the jokes. I go for the jokes that 16-year-olds think are really funny. So,
And get me banned from every Live Nation venue in the country.
like Snipstring says, Tiger Army is tighter than Bad Religion. So, see, somebody says they're even tighter. So, Murderholic says, I agree with Elliot. See, I'm just finding
You're on the wrong side of history there, buddy.
I'm just trying to find I'm trying to find all the chats that just agree with me.
Yeah.
Taco Man says, I was on your side till you said No Effects is better live. Well, they're not better live.
Well,
they're
there you
objectively
lost
worse
one.
live, but they're more fun live. So, because, I don't know. Like, I remember seeing Disturbed.
They don't exist anymore, though.
I remember seeing Disturbed live in, like,
Oh,
way
God.
back in the day. And they were, like, the most... They played amazing. Like, they sounded just like the record, but they didn't even talk to the fucking crowd. And Megadeth came on, and Megadeth put on like a much better show. Even, but I don't know. They talk. Crowd interaction is important. I feel like
Dave Mustaine said something about the United Nations or something.
Yeah, Dave Mustaine was going on like political rants and stuff, and I was like, "That's exciting! I'm getting something out of this." Like the guy from Disturbed didn't even talk to anybody. He just played his songs, got his paycheck, and left. That's what I feel like Bad Religion does.
That's when I saw Bad Religion. The show was over at 9:30 at night. I was so stoked. They played really well. I think the younger generation, Elliot, I think you're appealing to them, to the teenagers and everything. But us old guys, I want to hear the songs tight. I want to hear the band sound good, and I want to be home by 11 o'clock. And Bad Religion checks all the boxes.
And the singer points at things and says,
"You know what? That's fair, John.
Yeah, hey,
totally fair. Oh, you got me there." So yeah, I'm just appealing to the Zoomers in chat, all three of them. Well, yeah, let's wrap it up. I'm sorry, guys. I was not able to. So next week, we won't be doing the stream because I will be away in Italy.
Mamma
mia. And I'm not giving you guys 2 votes. So, but then we'll be back the week right after that, back with the stream. I'm pretty sure unless John all of a sudden has to take a random trip or Dylan's sick from eating those pickles that have been in his fridge from like 500 years ago.
I actually pushed that big ass jar to the back, and I haven't touched it in a while.
He's like, I'm just gonna keep that out of sight, out of mind, pretend that pickle jar.
Oh wait, no, I threw it out because it got all nasty when my power went out for like a week.
It's like oversharing a little bit, Dylan.
I need to restock.
I agree with Murderholics in the chat. I feel like the chat should have 2 votes going forward. I don't know how it will work with 4 people, but I kind of like it.
The only thing you can do is do weighted. Do it weighted, like you said, which is like every 10 votes is 1 vote.
Or how about they need to, what Florida does to pass like amendments? They need 60%. Yeah, 60%.
Oh, I like that.
Majority.
Yeah, we'll do that next time.
Maybe we could do that if they. It's just an option every time. If something, it would have to be more than 60 though, because it's all the time we get more than 60%. If something gets more than like 80% of the vote, it counts for 2 or something.
That's fair. I think if something's a total blowout above 80%, it counts as 2. I like that idea. So if we're like way off, let's do 75. Let's lower it a little bit.
Taco Man.
I don't know
I
don't know how it would swing it though, because if it's 3-1, then it would tie it.
Okay, how about this? If it's 3-1, but chat gets over 75%, then they win.
Then they could shift the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
that's what we have to do.
Checks and balances, right?
Also, like Sister says, I missed what happened to Lewis. Lewis,
he blew out his back wrestling with his cat.
Naked and covered in honey.
All right. Well, Lewis isn't here to defend himself, unfortunately. So I guess that's going to be a factual statement then. All right. While they compose themselves, I'll wrap us up here because I didn't find it as funny, I guess. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you want, hit the link in the description. I think you can join us on Discord if you somehow aren't already on there.
Oh my God.
You can also go to the Punk Rock Radar web store and buy some records. There's all kinds of new records out right now, including a cool band from Europe. I don't remember where, called Rain Check.
France.
Yep, France, which is a country in Europe, I believe. I've been told. Yeah, they have an awesome new album out. It's called High Bro, Low Bro, or maybe backwards, Low Bro, High Bro. It's very good. There's also a bunch of other vinyl records, t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, guitar picks, cassette tapes, compact discs, and all kinds of things you can exchange fungible currency for.
Yes, all those things. And real quick, they're asking about the food tier list. We'll get back to the food tier list next week.
We'll do 2 next time.
We'll do 2. I'll get
Not
2.
next week, but the week after.
The week after. I want to do an ice cream one, and I have another one that I have.
You'll have to try a bunch of different pizza and like keep a record of the names of the restaurants in Italy, and make a tier list of.
I'll send some. Join the Discord.
Or maybe not even just pizza.
Maybe
maybe just restaurants. You can do a tier list for your meals you have.
We're doing a 5-course meal restaurant while we're out there.
McDonald's.
So. McDonald's. Oh my gosh, I can't keep myself composed tonight. So let's end the stream, John, to get out of here.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a good one.